Hey, what's going on there, everybody? It's the Sammy Leg here representing Team JVS, here to give you guys another review straight from TIFF 2024, and I'm talking about The Order. The Order is starring a dope cast in Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult, Tye Sheridan, Journey Smollett, and the backdrop of it is there's a series of different bank robberies and random acts that are happening in the Northwest. This is around like 1984. And there's a FBI agent named Terry, played by Jude Law, comes into town, and he kind of is like noticing this just does not add up. And unfortunately and fortunately, he has the wherewithal to know that this is something deeper. And unfortunately, it leads to an organization called The Order that is basically conducting these domestic terrorist acts. And it gets very, very scary very fast. What did I think about the film? First off, Jude Law is such a natural. He's a natural gifted actor. I don't think I've seen him play this type of character before, because we've always seen him either be the hero or the villain. Like, he can play a villain really well. He can play like the cunning, smooth talker. But in this one, he plays this rugged, war-torn character that has a lot of baggage. But at the same time, he seems like a sensible, good person. Really, he does well in his own solitude, but yet he has a family. And it reminds me of like a Matthew McConaughey from True Detective. Like, he is, in a lot of different ways, what I would expect from like this story feels like a True Detective story. But this is based on a true story as well. Nicholas Hoult's character plays the role of Bob, who is at the epicenter of The Order, without spoiling too much. And both men play characters, and again, this is a positive, that I just did not anticipate seeing. And I think that they have such great screen chemistry. It's interesting because it reminds me a little bit about The Heat. Like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, like this back and forth, and it's this mutual kind of respect and envy all at the same exact time. Now, this is the thing about Nicholas Hoult's character, Bob. Like, he is a part of an organization that is not only domestic terrorists, but racially discriminatory, abusive, violent, vindictive. Like, it is sick. It is actually some of the things that Nicholas Hoult's character orchestrates, does, willing to do. It is not for the faint of heart. Matter of fact, even some of the anti-Semitic and racist remarks is very off-putting. So just know going into that there's going to be some very offensive things that you're going to see. Just know what you're getting into ahead of time. You may see like a cross burning. You may see like a racial slant against somebody. It was really hard to watch. Journey Smollett, actually, I actually liked her character in this because she kind of played the back end in the sense that there were moments where I felt like she was doing such a really good job playing the backfield, but then were moments where she needed to ramp up and call the shots or step up, like she was just there. Tye Sheridan, he is such a light in this film. Like, I love his character, and I think the other thing about his character, it felt the most believable. You really don't know kind of where the narrative is going to go unless you actually know what's actually happening. But his character just goes through such an interesting metamorphosis and a gambit just because of him being exposed to this in his own town and him actually being a human being about the whole situation. So I think that all four of the actors do an amazing job. I think the thing that you do need to know that this is not for the faint of heart. This is not something that is going to make you feel good. And at the same time, there's some heartbreaking things that are happening in the film. So the majority of the first to second acts, you're along for the ride, but you're not watching this from an entertainment standpoint. It's just calling it by the numbers. Now, negatives that I could say from the film, I do think that at times, from a pacing standpoint, sometimes it drags, sometimes it goes a little fast. Sometimes I felt like there's a moment that we could have had like a little bit of a small break. And I think that even there's some amazing shots of things happening and violence. But then there are other times where it kind of seems like it might have been off as far as the transition or the editing. But all in all, I do think this is a solid film. I'd rate it at an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. Definitely something is one of the better films at TIFF. And definitely something is very rough to watch, but something that you should see. That's the best way I can kind of put it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Again, we got a lot more content coming from TIFF 2024. Peace, people.